Hey kids, this is Ivan. How you doing? Well, now the fun and also hard part starts. For me, I'm gonna make my character, or in the process of making my character for the game or hopefully campaign of One Regime Diabolique I'm gonna be playing with, playing in. And so I've got the easy stuff. Got some Ubiquity dice. I got those a while ago. Um, got me the PDF of All for One. Waiting for the hard copy, which should be a gift. But if not, I'll go buy one, and buy some other supplements for the game because there's a whole bunch of supplements from AAA. It's probably one of the the biggest bunch of supplements I've seen for a game, and the problem is they all look really cool. So in trouble that way. But now I'm doing a bit of learning. I don't want to say this learning curve is really steep, but I'm learning about all things Musketeer and all things Paris, that sort of thing. So part of the deal for me is I want to watch some of the movies and read some of the books. Not just the Three Musketeers, but some of the other books written in that style, and probably watch some lousy movies and some good movies. About all that. But I'll tell you what, there's some cool stuff about the All for One game in terms of like what kind of character you make. And what I mean by that is this: they're all Musketeers. So even though I've talked about in the past, in various games, of course, a lot of D&D games, where you have this party with a lot of people have various splinter skills and talents and whatnot, and you kind of have that heister caper where you've got everybody that you cover all the bases in terms of skills. This is a little bit different, kinda. And what I mean by that is, you're all Musketeers, so you're all to a certain extent, you're good with muskets, and swords and with fencing or at least melee, but you really want to take fencing. Because you can take either fencing or melee, that sort of thing. Even with riding on horseback, you're supposed to be at least a little skilled at that sort of thing. And you can take in this game what are called 0 level skills, and then you can it cost you a little less to add 1 rank of skill to that, and then after that it's in the beginning it's a point buy. After that it's different, but the other, they give you these sample characters in there, which you're not necessarily, limited to those archetypes or, whatever you want to call them. But there's a guy that's more of a man of faith. He's still a musketeer. There's a guy that's more like an occultist, and, another guy that's kind of a natural philosopher. They're not the best at fighting, but they're still musketeers. They're not, terrible at it compared to the average guy. There's people that are, absolutely just flat out, the duelist archetype. They're the angry young man. But you've got the noble that's kind of lost a lot of stuff, and so now he's they got this little portly guy in there. It's kind of cute, and I mean cute like I would play that guy or a guy like him. So I like that kind of shtick, and so as I'm sitting there, with option anxiety, because this is a bigger set of character creation that I'm normally used to. Because what I'm doing here at this point is you've got these 6 attributes. You can spread around your how many points you put in each attribute, and they go from 1 to 5. And average people have a score of 2. That's kind of the basic idea. You got 15 points to spread around. In the 6 stats, which are very similar to D&D stats when it comes right down to it. So they're things that it's easy for me to wrap my head around. But then there's a lot of secondary skills or fencing styles. Well, depending on which fencing style you want, well, you need to have at least a 3 in a particular attribute, or dexterity or strength or whatever. So you start to, for at least if you're me, and I'm me, I start to think, I have a little bit of option anxiety. What do I do here? You get 1 free talent, but then, you've got this other 15 points you can spend on a talent or a resource. Do I want to make my lackey better? Do I want another lackey? Do I want to have some kind of benefactor, or more solid membership in a club, or fencing salon, that sort of thing. So these are all kind of questions that I have to answer. Also, just really kind of, I feel like I'm playing catch up because I'm playing with some people who have a lot more knowledge of France and French. I'm not even going to try. I think I took 2 years of that in junior high school. I'm not going to butcher the language at all. What I found that was really cool though was a French name generator online. Just kind of Googled and found one, and so I haven't picked a name yet, but that some really cool stuff kind of runs up because I'm clueless picking that stuff. But we live in the great era, so you can find all that stuff out pretty easily. But I really, going back to that, like the vibe where it's already picked out that you're all going to be musketeers. You're all going to kind of have this basic skill set. Some of you are going to be better at fencing than others. Some of you might have a different fencing style. Some of us might be better at muskets, because you've got 4 skills you pretty much all musketeers have, better than other people, or those would be your default 0 levels, and that's firearms, or or muskets. Melee or fencing, but you really want to take fencing. Let's see what riding. So it's assumed you're going to be able to ride a horse. And then you can put something of a 0 level skill in whatever skill that would fit your background. You can even be a guy that practices magic or alchemy. That's also in there. So it's kind of cool. But at the end of the day, you're all musketeers. And so I really kind of like that vibe. I just need to get a little bit more savvy with the tropes. So got a lot of it's got a lot of learning to do for this game, and I'm enjoying it. But sometimes it feels a little overwhelming. But then again, I've only been at it for a few days, so I'm really digging the whole vibe quite a bit. So that's kind of neat. And for me in character creation, where it's all kind of assumed that you're going to be playing this type of character, and then you guys might specialize in this area or that area. One guy might be better at diplomacy and matters of court. Another guy might be better at surviving out in the wilderness. Another guy might be better. Maybe he'll be the magic guy. More the natural philosopher, or whatever. I like that quite a bit. So neat stuff, and I'll keep you posted. So this is kind of a video about me, and the game that I'm looking at right now. So either it's gonna be boring, or you're just fascinated by me, so you love watching these. Have a good one.